Hey, what is up, dudes? Wow, that intro must be getting close to almost being a year old. And it reminded me that today was the first day I've done anything with my garden or my pots or anything like that. I've been so busy between just work and then the fun things we've been doing that mostly work. That I pulled a couple weeds today and that was about it. But pulled pots out of my shed. I pulled pots out of the shed today and pulled some weeds in the garden. So, yeah. Anyways, I'm hoping that maybe tomorrow I actually get a couple things planted. So, I don't know. Maybe go pick up some flowers. We'll see. I still have two portraits in the morning, and then I was hoping to do Akron Bike Party in the evening. Yeah, and if anyone is listening who's from the area, that would I think 7:30 at Missing Falls tomorrow night. Chill, super chill group ride. That's provided the weather holds out. Um, Originally, it was supposed, it's supposed to be super hot all weekend. Like, I think they're saying almost 90 on Saturday, but now there's chance of thunderstorms all over. But they're like those spotty ones. It doesn't look like a washout, so everything will be based on what happens. Anyways, hey, what's up, Nicholas? You have to put the exclamation point at the beginning. Uh, hey, what's up, Rick? Yeah, new mics everywhere. Hey, Blackball. Yeah, good to have you here at the beginning. Rick, Large, Dylan. My cap is yelling at you. Jay Dandy. So, faceplant. I have it in a koozie. I finally realized after all this time with this like glass, man, I can't even talk, bar that I stream from, I'm always leaving these rings all over. Like, oh, why not just put this in a koozie, keep it colder, and not mess up my counter here. But yeah, I got a Technicolor hat from Columbus. They had them for the first time in a while at the drive-thru across the street. Large is live from the blocks, which is this spot. It's a pile of those like concrete barriers out by some train tracks towards Kent that we stop to have some beers at sometimes. Speaking of which, he's drinking a New Holland Hoptronics Double India Pale Ale. Nice. I should patch you in from the blocks, Large. You should pull out your phone. Oh, I don't have the other camera set up to make that work. It would just be you. Oh, I don't need to leave that up there till we get back into it. Yeah. Jay Dandy, did you ride all the way? You rode to Cleveland today? Did he already say that and I missed it? Oh yeah, switch over to live chat. Dylan has to mask up to Super Chat. Yeah, so speaking of that, so Dylan has just said he was out for the first time after about a week being down with COVID. So that's good to see. I was actually chatting in the Discord. I was in Columbus yesterday. It's been such a whirlwind of a week. Yesterday, shooting yeah, an event, and stopped over at um, in Worthington, a brewery in Worthington, Zaftig. After posted a picture in the Discord, but I didn't try and meet up with anyone. One, like Dylan said, he had COVID, and then saw some people the weekend before. And I also didn't know what time the shoot was actually going to end. It was an event, and we did end up leaving early. So if I would have made plans, I would have been hanging around. But didn't do any riding. My original plan was to bring my bike to Columbus. I was going to ride with Flavortown Brad, but he got his dates mixed up, and he actually had his kids that night, and he wasn't free at all. And he had a group ride in the works, and he thought it was that same night. So I was going to spend the night, going to bring my bike, and then he was like, "No, that's on Thursday." So I went and got a beer and dinner, and then just drove home. And I had tons of work. I worked last night, anyways, and I had to be up early this morning. So Oh, nice, Jay Dandy. You rode up to Cleveland and back. Good to see you're back in action, full action. Hey, what's up, CJ? How's it going? Speaking of traveling, where were you? Were just at the beach somewhere. I saw on Instagram too. Oh, CJ, you're stuck at home with COVID. Don't have to go to work tomorrow, huh? Do you think you got it from traveling? Yeah, sorry to hear that. I wasn't laughing at the COVID thing. I was laughing at the second comment, by the way. So the numbers are going back up in Ohio, and I'm like I said, I don't intend to entirely change my lifestyle, but the idea of masking up in crowded places again isn't exactly out of the realm of possibility. Good thing the weather, like I said, is broken too, so we won't be sitting inside anywhere anyway. So, summer has always generally been fairly easy to deal with it, but CJ said Charleston, South Carolina had a wedding, which is definitely where you got COVID. Yep. Yep, that's not surprising. I was, the two things I had a Cleveland shooting Monday at the Science Center, and then the shoot in Columbus was at some kind of trampoline park in the Polaris areas of Columbus, and these were kind of, both spaces are pretty big, but after the fact, I'm like, I should have just put a mask on for those events. Just a bunch of kids running around. Most of the kids were actually masked, which might be a problem because a lot of the photos weren't. It wasn't event photos per se, but like promo photos they wanted. So, if we're not wearing masks within a year or two, the photos will be dated, unfortunately. But I actually made the joke because Joey, who I was shooting with, he's shooting video. He hired me to do the photos. Uh, we were like, we talked about that with the people about the masks, the kids in the masks and how we wanted to make sure we shot some who weren't wearing them. But he was like, yeah, hopefully that won't be a thing in a couple years. And I'm like, and then we were like joking that we're walking around in full rubber suits, like, hey, remember when we only had to wear a piece of cloth over our mouths? But yeah, hopefully that wasn't supposed to be the way the joke was going. But I hope you didn't kiss the bride or the groom. Yeah, I wonder how many, like, what the numbers will be with that. At this point for me, it's absolutely amazing that I haven't had it. Me and Aaron were talking about the fact that Dylan had it. But in general, Dylan, you're working from home. You're not someone who hangs out in bars. So the fact that not that I hang out in bars anymore, but we still, since they after Omicron died down, we're doing fairly normal things. I mean, I wasn't going out late night in crowded dance clubs or anything, but yeah, Jay Dan said not liking the COVID trend. I'm hoping really the weather, at least in Northeast Ohio, has completely changed over the last couple weeks. So that should make a really big difference. Hopefully, it has the last couple years. It doesn't bode well for what the fall or winter will be like if it's kicking up already again, though. But I don't know. I think we're also at the point where we know how to deal with everything better, and hopefully the surges aren't the kind of thing that are filling hospitals. But yeah. Hey, what's up, Muskrat? Rick. Oh man. Oh yeah, let's look at some other drink picks and bike. Yeah, I know. I guess I haven't streamed since a week ago Tuesday when me and Rick chatted. Um, I think just like last year with the weather having changed, and I just said this, I believe, in the member. I put out a members video about 20 minutes ago that I shot today. But with the weather having changed and the time change and all that stuff, the goal is going to be to try and get one stream in a week over the summer when I'm not traveling. So I mean, if I could pull off two, like right now, looking at next week, it looks like I should be able to pull off two streams. But I thought that last week too, and I was out riding. Um, Met a guy riding a Rivendell. We started chatting. Uh, Ran into Erin and all her friends who were on a ride, and it was just, that's just how the summer will be. And we've all said, if you got the chance to ride, ride. I do want to, still, I do like sticking to the one a week at least, and two if I can. And then, like we did over the winter a little bit, if there's just like a random time where I need to work on a bike or something, and since I have that all set up down here, and now everything that goes with the stream is kind of permanently in place, it makes it really easier for me to just switch stuff on at even like random times. So, yeah, the goal will be to always have one Tuesday or Thursday at least, and then yeah, maybe try and throw in some random ones. But yeah, next week is the first week that is not like slammed busy for me of the spring. It picks right back up, and then I already got an email about another job next week that's not nailed down. So we'll see what happens. But it's been good. Like, I'm not complaining. It's just been, yeah, one thing after another, which it's what slowed me down on a lot of the YouTube stuff. Like, I haven't never finished the video about my Marin. Um, but I did, Micah does have my rough idea that I got from Rick's, what he said the one night, slam beers, not stems. So I drew a rough draft of that, and Micah's going to finalize it for me. And then same with Tuna Boat. I sent him the Tuna Boat song and told him I want like something we could stick on our bikes, like a little sticker, which is kind of what Jay Dandy was suggesting. And I just told him like how we use the song. Well, he knows because he comes on the streams, but it just, you can't hear him when you're over here. And just, I told him to, whatever he comes up with. So, yeah, so got things in motion. So, Rick, you asked for the smaller This Machine Kills Fascist stickers. And so, do I have one? Yeah. So, as you can see, they're really big. And they do work on a top tube. If you cut them in 3 pieces, you could put them other places. But he's right, they're a little big for a lot of bikes or how big you want them on your bike. So, when I go to print the other stickers, I'll do it all at the same time and make a smaller version of this that will fit on top tubes better as well. So, yeah. It's official. This live stream is only watchable if there's nothing good to do. Oh, party size. I was just saying that I've got my artist friend Micah working on the Tuna Boat logo. So, and I told him, I told him to spend as little time as humanly possible. I want him to like listen to the song and then just come up with something. The new stickers only kill little fascists. I don't know. It seems like there's only big fascists, aren't there? Can you be a degree of fascist or fascist in stature? I guess maybe. Yeah. So if it stays this way, I'm hoping next week to one get caught up on everything around here, gardening, photography stuff, everything, maintenance, all the things I need to do, but then also get into the other things that I always talk about trying to do, yeah, on this channel. But yeah, so we'll see. Uh, Muskrat, is it possible to make your own scratch and sniff if I dip each one in like tuna, like a can of tuna? Maybe I dip the envelope in some tuna juices. I don't have cats anymore, so I could get away with that. Uh, when I had cats, they would have been attacking me. Well, only the one. The other one only cared about dry cat food. Cat food, Purina or nothing else. That cat would starve to death before it ate anything else. But the other one heard me open a can, and it would be in my face in 1 second. Oh, you're right, Pudgy. I had I had a whole stack of the little clear grab stickers to give to you. Um, And I forgot. I also forgot to give any to John from Psychotherapy. I brought the other ones, like the face ones that Pixel Wolf drew to hand out, and I gave them to 2 people. Forgot to give them to the guys from Dayton that we met, and then I forgot to give John any. But I carry those things around, and then I never, I never remember that I have them on me. But hey, what's up, Gary? He said his envelope smelled like Ohio. What would it? What would that even entail? Well, in the old days, they said you could smell Akron like from 20 minutes away. You could smell the rubber burning. But hey, what's up, Al? It's funny you said opinion on e-bikes because I have e-bikes written in my notes here because as I was riding downtown Akron today, making the members video, uh, they had dockless e-bikes by the company Spin out for the first time. I saw them last fall. They did a little demo that I went to, that the city and Spin were, and all the organizations got to ask their questions. But yeah, I'm totally for them. The dockless ones, as always, I wish you had to put them somewhere because I worry about coming around the corner and hitting one. But yeah, I don't need an e-bike at this point in my life, but I'm glad they exist. Like I always say, I think they're a great leveler. So two people who are completely unevenly matched. One person could have an e-bike and they could enjoy themselves together. Also, if they're ever replacing a car, I have a friend who just rides his e-bike, two friends, instead of driving. So I think they're great for that. Yeah, the dockless ones, like I said, some of the studies have shown that they haven't replaced any cars. They've only replaced people walking, which is not a huge benefit. But yeah, I'm all about them. And if I ever get injured again, or as I get older, I guarantee I'll own one. And hopefully by that point they're completely awesome and only look like a regular bike. But yeah, zero problems with e-bikes for me. And e-bike riders, just like anyone else, they just have to learn trail etiquette, road etiquette, and the way to ride them. But that's always the problem when you bring new people in. They might not know how to behave appropriately, but I get that with pedestrians and cyclists now. So that's just not really specific to e-bikes. But I will send a pile down, Pudgy. Yeah. Rick. Oh, Gary did say burning tires. Yeah. Hey, good evening, Chris. We need a live stream check in with Marge. I'm guessing he's riding back now. Yeah. Or did he leave a message? Large Marge field reporter. Dylan said Dockless has been bad in Columbus, fallen down and left in the worst places. So yeah, so with the e-bikes and the scooters too. So we have Spin in Akron. We're a smaller city, so there's only one brand here, but it's Spin, and they have the scooters, which have been around, and they've been a problem where people leave them. People just hop off wherever they want, um, and it could be just as bad with the e-bikes. They are able to geo restrict them so that you can't end your ride in certain areas, but it's not so precise that it would know if it's like, say, the towpath trail. So, and they could change it on the fly too. So they could even change the speed governors on them on the fly. So if there's a big event like downtown at our Lock 3 venue, they could slow your e-bike down on Main Street so the top speed's not 20 anymore, whatever the speed limit would be, it would be 10. But it just sucks that the GPS isn't accurate enough to make it so people can't leave them on like the trail. But they can, in general, keep them out of specific areas. Cut the power, won't let them end their ride type thing. But Rick said at some point he might convert one of his ribs into pedal assist. Mock me later. No, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it to me. And then Pudgy said in Boston, a lot of them, like the e-bike scooters, end up in the Charles River. Same here. I mean, like I see them in the canal. Someone throws them in the canal. I mean, that's the same kind of, vandalism that could happen with anything, though. You know what I mean? What can you say? Rib with a steam engine? Yeah. Yeah. Or just like the moped, like if you guys watched the video from last weekend, like that, someone had that gas powered motor on there. It almost looked like that blue bike looked like a Feld or something, but I don't know what it was. But yeah, someone had just attached like the old style, or like putting a lawnmower motor on something, but it was one that was made for it. But that's what we were saying, like the peaceful sounds of nature as some like bike goes by you with a bunch of noise, and then you're smelling gas fumes for the next mile. Take an e-bike over those things any day of the week. So, Large is still at the blocks, still blocking and Beering, nice. Al said he's looking into converting his old mountain bike into an e-bike for commuting. Oh, yeah, and then I know like Dylan, like the cargo e-bikes and stuff, like those are awesome. I think was I talking to Pudgy about those over the weekend or someone else? I can't remember, but excuse me. Oh, I don't have this on screen, right? Hang on. Torque sensing pedal assist with optional throttle. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Yeah, where's the battery? Or do you do a battery separate? Yeah, nice. Dock block. Oh yeah, Party Size said you could geo restrict all you want, but people are still going to throw them in the river. I mean they do that with the, you know, furniture we try and put out to make the city nicer and everything else. I mean, vandalism is vandalism. Yeah, I'm just more worried about the fact that people don't that they leave the bikes and the scooters around in your way. Yeah, I'd rather them be in the river than me run into one and go over the bars. Nicholas, you think they'd start doing that with I don't know cars? Yeah, Dylan, cars are a bit heavier. I don't think he meant throw them in the river. After an OSU championship, you've seen cars go places. Yeah, flipped a couple cars in my day. Oh yeah, Party Size, you were wearing the cap over the weekend. Yeah, who can afford to drive these days? I've had the most drive heavy last 7 days of my life. So you know, because we drove to Bellefontaine for our trip, and then I had to drive to Cleveland on Monday for a shoot, uh, Columbus yesterday for a shoot, and then today I had to drive up to. If you know what Summit County looks like, we have this little north west corner of the county where Twinsburg and Macedonia are, and I had to drive up there today for a shoot. So, yeah, one, you know what? The gas price doesn't bother me as much as just being in a car. Like, having that much time in a car, and like when we were on a trip, it didn't matter as much, but like, just being in like regular traffic, like I came through Hudson today, and it's just so awful. Yeah, little hat trigger. Rick wants to know if he should eat some guacamole that expired on the 22nd. If it's closed, if it has been sealed, it's fine. I'll eat anything that's been sealed if it still smells okay. The sell by date doesn't bother me. Al said batteries over 50% of the cost generally. Huh. Yeah, I've never looked into like the like Al like we were just looking at that you posted for e-bikes, the kits. I've only like looked at and just out of knowing people have had them or when we looked anything up online, like bikes that were from the manufacturer are built as e-bikes. So I kind of like the idea of the kits more because then you could do to like you said you have a bike already, whatever you want. But Rick's bike is too heavy to throw over the bridge. Ah, Pudgy, I'm not even going there. Hey, what's up, Rusty? Ah, what's up, Lanky? It's a commuter heavy stream, Lanky, but we need to chat about the Giro. It's been an interesting one. Still got my money on Carapaz. Boy, Yates was what 11 minutes out the back on Blockhouse. Anyways, Rick said, "What's his name? The e-bike dealer in New York on YouTube. I don't know who that is, but you said he swears by Bosch Motors. I've heard that too. Someone asked me, where was I? Someone just asked. Oh, I was shooting the Torchbearers event. I actually was able to ride to that on Tuesday night. Young professional group in in Akron, which is great because their event was at Brighton Brewery in Copley, which two of my friends own. So the one is the brother of the woman who owns Earthquaker Devices, which I know we've talked about on the channel, the guitar pedal company. But yeah, that was the one night I got a ride. But anyways, someone asked me about e-bikes, and I've always heard that about Bosch Motors too. So that's what I said, and I was like, I am not an expert on the matter. I'm like, I think they're cool, but I've always heard that people say the Bosch Motors are supposed to be some of the best. But that's from what I've heard and with no zero firsthand experience. So doubles to fuck. Like you said, classic Yates for sure. But a lot of people, I mean, I didn't expect Hugh Carthy. I mean, even though he didn't lose as much time on Blockhouse, I didn't expect him to lose 3 minutes. Not that early in the Giro, anyways. But yeah, Almeida's still in there. It'll be interesting. Carapaz just looks so good, and he's got Ineos behind him. Landa had his one chance when he was on Sky, but they made him wait for Froome. He's just never looked good since then. Me and Lanky will start talking about the Giro d'Italia, and everyone will sign off. But yeah, which is funny because my original plan for the live streams was because I didn't think anyone would be chatting or doing anything. Um, was just to talk about bike racing. I'm like, oh, I'll just go on the live streams and talk about bike racing because that's something I follow. But yeah, so anyone who doesn't know, the Giro d'Italia is Italy's version of the Tour de France, and I tend to like it better as a race, but the Tour de France is just the Tour de France. So it's like everybody knows about it. It's actually in like regular newspapers and on regular television. So, yeah. Jay Dandy's always jumps in on the doping thing. But early version of Sky, I mean, there's obviously been some clouds around. I don't know about these days, but so Al said Bosch only sells motors to e-bike companies, so you can't do a kit. Gotcha. Interesting. And like you said, the Giro is his favorite Grand Tour. Yeah, like I said, since I've been watching the Grand Tours like daily, and not just reading or kind of following along like when I was younger, the Giro has always been my favorite as well. Like I said, there's still something about the Tour. It's just the biggest, well, they say it's the biggest sporting event in the world, and it happens to be the sport that I like the most. But yeah, there's something about the Giro that's just always a little more exciting.
Pudgy Pedal Pusher Super Chatted $4.99. She showed Large Marge her red light taco, so he gave her a devil's toboggan. Oni, taco, 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 oni, taco.
Why is it calling that thing Oni? It's not a devil? Ogre. It's trying to say ogre. Uh, so I am drawing a blank. You have to remind me on why. Oh, Large Marge was in his tent. He said he was eating tacos under the red light in his tent. So Aaron asked the next day, "Oh, did you finish your leftovers in your tent when we were camping over the weekend?" And he said, "Yeah, he ate his red light tacos." And Pudgy was like, "Well, in a different context, that could be easily misconstrued," which is, of course, true. And then when we were at Mother Stewart's Brewing in Springfield, Ohio, which I still think is a super cool, underrated city in Ohio that I never knew anything about till we rode our bikes through there a couple years ago. And then we're there with Pudgy, and that's where Cyclotherapy is, who put on the event we were riding at. They had and I didn't I didn't look into the history of it, but they had a big sign for the Devil's Toboggan, and we were kind of like, that just sounds dirty. No, whatever it is, the Devil's Toboggan has to be something ridiculous. Blackball. Even the computer voice got tired of reading that. Hey, what's up, Schwartz? Schwartz. May the Schwartz be with you. Oh, Eric, the reason I missed your call too was I was just mentioning. I know you called me. I was shooting in either Cleveland or Columbus on the night you called me, and I've forgotten to get back to you. But Propel has been really good at stepping up the videos lately. Do I follow them on YouTube? I don't think I do.
Hey guys, my name is
Huh.
Chris Nolte. I'm the
Huh. I'll take a look at that. I wasn't familiar. Hey, what's up, traveling through? How you doing? I was saying we need to get and that I haven't reached out to you yet, just because, like I've been saying, I've just been slammed. But need to get traveling through, patch him out on a live stream, and that would be a great one. I'll remember to direct message you, and we could set a date and time, because your schedule's more wild than mine is. So I see your Schwartz is as big as mine. Rusty said he got his cargo bike from Propel. It's taken 3 months to ship. Very frustrating. I mean, that's the world we live in, though. I mean, I that's how long it took me to get my camera. That's how long everything is just weird now. So, oh yeah, there was. I'm glad I stayed away from the cookies this weekend. They seem to get right on top of people. We were sitting in a shelter because it rained for what, maybe 2 hours, Pudgy, where I only show like a flash of it in my video because it's not much to show. We're sitting under like a wood kind of rustic shelter at the group campsite, which was a godsend that we had it at the group campsite because it wasn't like crazy, but it was some lightning, and we were all able to bring our little camp chairs in there and drink beers and hang out. Fire was still going when the rain stopped, and we were able to move back out around the fire. So yeah, but I could tell the special cookies got right on top of some people. Come on, Rick. Do we need to spell everything out for you? Oh yeah, Traveling Through said let's do it. Yeah, I'll definitely DM you. I next week's looking good for me as of now, but yeah. Nicholas said your neighbor just got his wife a really nice Gates carbon belt drive step through from Propel. See if their thumbnails kind of show what their bikes look like. Probably do a image. Oh, like the cargo bikes. Okay, yeah. I'd never. I. I'll be honest. I've. Oh, I don't have it up here on the screen. Sorry. I'm not even familiar with the brand. Like I said, e-bikes are not like my specialty because I'm not at the point yet where I'm going to get one. But yeah, when I am, it's definitely worth researching. Party Size says you all worried about cookies in Florida. I was offered on multiple occasions White Pony and DMT. I know what DMT is. I do not know what a white pony is or white pony. Thought I was always, well, I've probably kind of lost my edge in drug culture. But yeah, I definitely have never heard of white pony. We had a guy, me and Large were out riding with our, Wednesday night, our group ride, and some guy he just came up to us. We were at like not a dive bar. It's a local chain, but in this part of town, it was kind of a dive bar. Kept trying to talk to us about Dave Matthews tickets, and then we finally realized that he was using that as code for DMT, and we're like, yeah, dude, we're cool on the DMT, like so. Oh yeah, Pudgy Screwball plus Fireball. It was tasty. I don't think I could drink as much of it as you did, Pudgy, but I'm sure once you get going. Oh, Rick's low carb now, so cookies are a no go. Hey, what's up, William LeBron? So apparently, Traveling Through knows what a white pony is. Oh, white pony is just cocaine? I've heard about every term for coke that you could think of, and I've never heard white pony. I don't like cocaine, but it smells good. Enter the void, baby. Hey, what's up, Nathan? You joined at a great time. We're talking about cocaine and DMT. Pudgy, in your defense, you weren't there for the second part of the jug. Booger sugar. I haven't heard that in a long time. I haven't even. It's 9:40. I haven't even looked at any of one bike pick. So, yeah, or any drink picks. I need to start just pulling them up while we're talking. Oh, CJ did drop a photo as he was talking about how he had a beautiful vacation and a wedding in Charleston, and also picked up COVID from it. But I think I rode up to the foot of this bridge when I was in Charleston last time, but I didn't go over into the city. I was on the other side on one of the is that Isle of Palms? I can't remember, but one of the beachy towns next to Charleston across the whatever this is, the bay inlet. Very cool though. Couple photos from Rusty. Oh, that's pretty sweet. Nathan, break out the disco ball mirrors. Wasn't White Pony in a Prince song back in the day? Not sure. Party size says he partook in neither for the record. I don't think you, yeah. I don't think DMT is something you want to mess with when you're about to ride a bike. I mean, you could get away with riding your bike on cocaine. I mean, so I've heard. Do you ski doesn't mean hitting the slopes. My sister-in-law is calling me right now. She knows I stream. Come on, Amy. Get some Kato pot cookies. I'm not even touching some of these comments. We've swung off the deep end. Oh, CJ said it's great they have a bike lane to go across that bridge. Yeah, like I said, I just went to the park at the base of it, and I was hoping to go across, but I was on a family vacation, and then I was worried about the time investment. Yeah, that's a little while ago. I was still riding my mountain bike that I ride with my suspension. Maybe I had other bikes then. It's just the one I brought because I didn't know what I would run into. But hey, what's up, Dimitri? Coke, the new EPO. Coke doesn't last long enough. I'm sure they used amphetamines like that back in the day, but man, maybe for one hill climb, maybe if you snorted a line before you're climbing one of the hills towards the end of Tour of Flanders or something. But I do gluten and ride all the time too. I'm a heavy gluten guy. All right. this stream is spinning off the deep end, and I'm only one beer in. Chopping out gluten lines. All right. Let's look at some drinks. Then we're going to look at some bikes and hopefully move on from the drug talk. Yeah, Black Ball's got his Hofbrew. As we already showed, Large is out in Kent drinking a New Holland. Summit from earlier was showing his Fathead's Bumbleberry. I haven't had Bumbleberry forever. I can't even remember if I like it or not, really. It's always around. It's like one of the Northeast Ohio beer you could get at most places. But, well, from one kind of drug to another kind of drug, actually. But at least this one is a little less. Who had the Two-Hearted out at the beach? Oh, JMZ. Nice. Pudgy's telling me to focus. And this is Large's first out at the Moon Tower. Pneumatic tube room. Huh. IPA. Huh. I've never seen that one. I haven't been out to the Moon Tower for a while. There's some new graffiti out there. I know I've seen a number of your photos, though. I think Jay Danny's posted some. Go back. This is what I had in Columbus at Saftig. I always want to call it Zangief. I just read it as the guy from Street Fighter 2, the Russian guy, for those of you who are Street Fighter 2 people. Focus on the fire. Muskrat knows where shrooms grow naturally. Yeah. Chris prefers I was hanging out with a friend the other night who ate a small dose of mushrooms. Back in my day, we just ate a whole ton of them, and you had no idea what was going on for a few hours. But oh yeah, and Pudgy, I did finally get to try Disco Dancer, the cans you brought then on draft at the brewery later. Ah, see you, party size. Thanks for the pony. Yeah, thanks, party size. He gets everyone talking about drugs, and then he dips off to bed. Rick said he bought a frame pump. Little disappointed. About 150 pumps to get a 700 by 38 up to 70 psi. Well, one, don't put 70 psi in your 38s. Two, really, I thought that was the whole point of a frame pump, is that you didn't have to be going to town on it, as they going to town on it, you know. Party size pusher. Going back a couple days, Muskrat's photo of a dead guy, rogue dead guy ale. I like that shot. Chris McCallum, what was? Oh, the peppers are for lunch is what he wrote there. 10 Barrel Brewing Company, always down. 10 Barrel Brewing. Where is that? I've had that before. I like that. It's got like the bike, the skateboard, the hiking boots, the ski. Then it says drink beer outside. This was us Yellow Springs, Ohio. A place called Trailtown Brewing right before we went to meet Pudgy at the state park. It's only, like 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes away. But I had their fruit beer, and it was horrible. I say horrible. I drank it, but it had like a vinegar aftertaste. It should never have been on tap. This brewery has great food. Last time we went, they didn't have any of their own beers on tap, so we got other beers and had really good food. I don't think they know how to brew beer very well, though. So, oh yeah, Rick, you are a bigger dude, so I forget about that. So you do have to pump up your 38s more than I would think about it. Really though, 70, 75 psi? Yeah, I don't know. I'm what one. I haven't weighed myself forever. 170? I don't know how much I weigh. I really don't right now. But yeah, my 32s I put 55 and 60. So, yeah. Air dicks already. Blackwell said Rick Yukon pumps are a rough estimate. Oh, Chris said 10 Barrel is a Boise brand. Huh. They must ship then, because I know I've seen it. Rick always counts pumps. Rick says, yeah, I counted. Next on my list is getting a life. Traveling through, you put 80 psi in your 38s? You must be bouncing around all over the place. I mean, I used to do stuff like that. But yeah, I do way less pressure now. Like even in my tube tires, like like my 30, I have 38s on the Roger Riviera, which I rode on St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, I probably had 50 psi in those. But yeah, I rode my truck today, and I haven't refilled those, so they were probably getting near 50 psi. Get the Silca frame pump, Rick. That thing is bling. Yeah, Chris said he's 275 and only runs 40 in the rear. So yeah, and like on my tubeless 42s, I'll run 35 on those. You know. Oh, I agree, Pudgy. That tire diameter is a big factor in PSI. That's why I'm saying like 32s. I'll, you know, definitely be. If I'm just road riding on my like all my vintage road bikes for the most part have 32s, and I'll be closer to 60 on those. But 38s I'll drop down to 50, and then yeah, 42 tubeless I'll go down way farther. Like I said, 35, 40. But I said I'm definitely lighter than some of the people we're talking to here, but it's not Rick's weight, it's the 30 pounds he carries on his bike. Nice. Oh, and Chris said he's running 40 psi and 47 millimeters, so that makes a little more sense. But traveling through 80 is high. And Rick said he'd rather get hemorrhoids than a pinch flat. Riv also thinks Dior is the best, not Dog. Traveling through said 80 psi on the road. You want some super hard. I get it. It feels faster, but from all the science, it's not faster. But around here too, it's just like our roads are so bad that to run that high of psi, it's just jarring. Like the bridges I ride over all the time have those like drainage, like the pavement has all those little, I don't know, striations in them to like drainage or traction. And when I used to pump my tires up to like what it said on the sidewall before I knew better, like I would just be like, yeah, it was so jarring, especially on the aluminum bikes, which is like I always say why the one sits over here in the corner. It's the aluminum road bike that can only clear 28s. It felt fast, but it just beat the hell out of me. I guess the latest Renee Hertz Ren Air article said that you shouldn't change the pressures between the front and the rear, but I'm always I don't think I'm ever going to change on that one. Like I'm always at least 5 psi lower in the front. I can just tell where my weight's distributed. It's so clear, like when I have 5 psi lower in the front on tires where you could see them flexing. That I don't know. I'll always do them at different pressures. I mean, you're sitting on the rear tire. It's just so clear to me that the weight is not distributed equally. I mean, you could blow like a tubeless front tire and it didn't blow completely. You could like lay off it and get yourself home. That's. Is there a safer pump than the Joe Blow pump? Because that thing could smash your fingers. I don't know. Jan Heine Kool-Aid chug about to begin. Yeah, see, Lanky's putting 65 to 70 in 28s, which is where I would be on 28s too. Granted, I'm guessing Lanky's. Yeah, Lanky's got to be lighter than I am. Rick said, "Love my Joe Blow. Never pinched my fingers, but I'm not a raging alcoholic." I think my floor pump is a Toe Peak, and the pump I carry on the bike, the brand name is worn off so long ago, but it's a classic big. Huh. Can't think of who it is. My friend Dave gave it to me years ago, and it still works. It's outlasted. Like, I bought like 2 other pumps to like try out, and I got frustrated with them. I still carry this one that, yeah, my friend Dave gave me probably over 10 years ago. So. Blow like cocaine. Yeah, might driving through. You said you wanted super firm on the road. My dad still pumps them up super firm. I've gone the other direction, even on the road. I would still like if I know I'm riding my gravel bike on the road, I'll definitely make sure I'm on like the higher end of where I'd run, but that's still only like 40 psi on 42s. Or if I know I'm off roading, then I could let it get down to like 30. But yeah, now I have the Jan Heine Kool-Aid. I totally agree with that. Like, long as your sidewall is not collapsing when cornering, I'd say that's where your tire pressure should be. But that's not quite true, Dylan. So Dylan, you said Jan Heine also says PSI doesn't matter on supple tires. Um, I mean, you'll see your threads start to tear apart if you don't put enough pressure in there. So there's definitely a limit to that. But the devil's pump. Dylan has a Silka Pista floor pump and it F's. Oh, is it 10 p.m.? They should make pumps that drunk people can use. I've never had a problem with my pumps. You guys know I'm usually drunk. I think, yeah, Rick, the pump you're talking about, Otis was showing me a picture of, I think. It's definitely a bling pump. I think it's a little overboard. Oh, yeah, Silka makes some really bling pumps too. Mine is real standard, but I have found, though, my toe peak, and I got it because someone got me a gift card to Eddie's Bike Shop, which, like I said, they're local, but they might as well be a chain. I don't like, not a fan. Uh, but for the gift card, I bought a toe peak, and and it has a gauge integrated. And when I've filled up my tires at other places, my gauge seems to be accurate. So I do like the pump. I'll grab it. Oh no, this is not a toe peak at all. It's a cop pump. But it does have the gauge here. Like I said, it's been accurate, but yeah, I didn't realize I had a cop pump. Bontrager. It's probably about 4 or 5 years old. You know, served me well. It's for my track pump or floor pump or whatever. So Lanky puts 110 psi on his 4.5-inch fat tires. That's so funny that I didn't even know. Like, 'cause I guess something you get before you're like completely obsessed with bikes. You don't pay as much attention to like. And now I've had it so long, it's not like I ever like look at what the logo is. I haven't even thought about it. But the reason it's all dirty like that is because we had it with us in Jake's Rock, so it was sitting on the ground when it was raining. But it's 10 o'clock. Should we do the tune about song? Grab one more beer and then maybe actually try to look at bike pics, or I'm just asking to be nice. That's what we're going to do because I'm the only one who could push these buttons. Oh, you thought I was saying cock pump and not cop pump? All right. Yeah. BRB. I would just like to take this moment to thank the channel members whose names you see on the screen right now. Their financial support really does make it possible to continue to grow this channel. We will be back in a moment, so it's time to crack open another tea packet and start letting the F-bombs fly. Thanks, everyone. Yeah, so we've talked about this before on the do the cops have a contract with Bontrager? Trek owns Bontrager, but so like when everything was going down with Black Lives Matter and stuff like that, like Trek has like this marketing team that writes all the right things and all these perfect sounding stuff, but yes, Trek sells more bikes to cops than anyone else. Like everyone knows, I have 3 Treks over here. I would not. Trek is not a company I would buy from anymore. But now that I know more about bikes, it's not even that. Like, and I'm not even anti-cop. I'm anti-bad cop, so like I think everyone is. But I'm anti a lot of the stuff that Trek has misstepped since the early 2000s. From the way they handled the Lance Armstrong situation to the way they were selling carbon bikes that were absolutely trash for a while. They've just done a lot of things that have rubbed me the wrong way, and that was kind of like the last one. But I grew up riding Treks. Trek is like the brand I always liked, and that's why I have 3 of them. But personally, not a brand I would invest like money into a new one now. But personal choice, and I don't eat at Chick-fil-A either, so you know. Only 2 likes the people have spoken. Oh yeah, Aaron did attempt to turn Ben's tail light off while we were riding on the trail. I was filming because I'm like, this is going to be on drunk people doing things, or Rick. Now he's trying to push traveling throughs buttons. And like I said, our buddy, Snacks, when he worked at Eddie's, he got a huge discount on Treks that you could get bikes like way nicer if you bought a Trek than he would be able to afford otherwise. Well, I don't want to say afford, but yeah. So I moved. I moved to the stool. I think I got a little bit of the. Could probably get that out of there. Blackball said he hasn't eaten a McDonald's product since 1998. Oh wow, that's impressive. I've told people that, like, same thing. I'm not a fast food is something I don't in general eat. Period. But once a year, like, I need to have a quarter pounder. I don't know. I worked there in high school, and I there's something about quarter pound. I cannot get myself comfortable in where I want my mic. Sorry, but yeah, once in a while, I'm just like, I will walk over to the McDonald's down the road and just get a quarter pounder. And like I said, I sit in the corner and I feel gross and I know I'm gross and I really enjoy it. Yeah, again, and I mean, like, you have to pick and choose like all your battles in life. I was saying to Aaron, like, when I was in Cleveland, I had dinner at Brewdog, which is a Scottish company, but I was saying everything at the Cleveland brewery that they opened, like the food was local. Um, Here in Akron, we don't have anyone who serves like local food for real, and I'm like, so obviously the employees are from here. They're brewing beer in Cleveland. They're serving and supplying like the brewery with stuff that's from Ohio. Um, you know, what's your definition of local at some point, right? There's a lot of breweries around that are just still buying stuff off Cisco trucks. So I'm like, Brewdog is more local than a lot of local companies. It just means the owners don't live here. And yeah, whatever. Like I said, you pick and choose your battles, so I'm not going to get mad at anyone for. Yeah, there's certain things that I would draw a line on. I think Chick-fil-A and what's the craft store that like is absolutely anti LG. It's a couple places that, yeah, I'm like, nah, you really shouldn't go there. I don't care how good their chicken is. They're homophobic racists. I don't care. Whatever that big craft store is, same thing. I wouldn't spend a dime there. But Trek is at least making bicycles. So Hobby Lobby, that's who I was thinking of. Yeah, I wouldn't spend a dime in a Hobby Lobby. But yeah. I think second place is the first loser, Rick. No fear. Yeah, let's look at some bikes. Oh, Dimitri jumped in the Discord. Nice. I know they were trying to get you over in Terry B's for a while, and everyone was like, "We got him." So, oh wait, a couple new beer picks, then we'll get into bike picks. I don't promise. Who's that by, Rusty? Recurrent West Coast IPA. It's a cool can, cool label. Oh, nice. Nicholas has got the party size topper on his can there. CJ said Hobby Lobby, the devil's craft supplies. Muskrat said he's drinking a Narragansett. lager, and it's not too shabby. Yeah, they're like kind of run of the mill, just solid. Dimitri, peer pressure got to you. Hey, Rusty, are you going to do the Joy Machines overnighter? We were talking about that over the weekend. I know me, Aaron, Ben, and Brad plan to do it, but we're going to ride from Akron and meet at Punderson and then ride back to Cleveland. Anywho, bike picks. Wait. Oh, William has the a cool silhouette with the Ambassador Bridge. Oh, that's awesome. All right, we looked at a couple of these to here. Oh, yeah, Chris had. Oh, he said where this was, and I didn't click the link. Let's see where this was. Because it looks super cool. Here you go, Jay Dandy. Wilson Creek Trails. See how far we need to go out before someone can guess where this is. Should we do a contest? So, Wilson Creek Trails is all you could see. The first person who could name what state this is in, I'll send a couple stickers to. Got one more. There should be some clues here now. I don't know where the Snake River is. Rick says Russia. Pudgy says Delaware. Rusty says Colorado. No one's got it yet. Dimitri said Texas. Dylan's the winner. I see Boise there. Idaho. No, Chris, you can't guess. I need to write down that was Dylan. Is Jay Dandy in the room? We have a map contest and he's not even watching. Not bad, Dimitri, just a little late. Anyways, this is the pick we're talking about. Good job, Rick. It was the first, not every correct answer. The first correct answer. Jay Dandy, I'm back. Rick here wrote, found a new watering hole on the Perkle. I'm not going to try and pronounce that. Perkleman Trail. Joe's Spring Mount Hotel and Bar. Huh. It looks like you're just on a residential road there. Do you have like four? You have a cable lock and a U-lock? There's a lot going on in this locking up picture. Maps and drug talk. Pokemon Trail. Looking at your Brooks, I realized on my trek today I need to adjust my saddle. I don't know how I used to feel fine on my Brooks on the trek, and now it feels like really strange. So. All right, Rusty. We still got to ride together. You only live 35 miles away now. Uh, Large Marge said that you've been in the shop a number of times, so. Hollies are muskrats picks out at the moon tower where Ben was earlier tonight. Oh, riding the single speed too. Buzzed maps are the best. Nathan said Five Guys is your weakness. I've eaten at Five Guys a couple times. This is a great build. This is a cool looking bike and a great build, right? There's one more photo of it. Man, it's getting wild in here tonight. I know we got it. Oh yeah. Funny Brad posted this. Who did he say? Did he say it was Neil's? Oh, Kevin's Cannondale. This is pretty sweet. I almost said sick. I never say sick. We've talked about this model on this channel before on the streams, but yeah, look at that 26er Spinergy, which is what we were talking about when then Pudgy ended up giving me the spin wheels. That's pretty cool. Be even sweeter with some drop bars on it, right? Oh, does he even have the Paul? Are those the Paul brakes on it? Let's see. Did he have one of the other pictures from an angle? Oh yeah, there we go. No, I don't think those are the Pauls, but they still look nice. Hey, what's up, Doze Tacos? Oh, those brakes are XT, Pudgy. Oh yeah, this is more your era, right? Or when you started like mountain biking. Close out some of these windows, guys. There's your Dior, Dylan. Yeah, it's bad. Those are badass. Mid 90s? Okay. That makes sense. About the same era as my Marin. I don't think I've ever seen that walk your bike graphic before. It's a cool shot, Rick. This is always one of the problems with doing. I know we've talked about it and you guys notice it. Like when I show photos, is I'm so far ahead of the delay that it's almost like I need to show it and stop talking and wait till some comments come through, because then you guys start commenting about what you're seeing on the screen and I've already moved on. It's like something I haven't quite figured out how is best to make sense. I guess you just pause, right? I just pause. But another Rick shot at Princeton University. It's a cool photo too. We have a new message. Should I go down and check it and lose my place? Hard to say. Dimitri, just avoid chat. Problem solved. I just talk and completely ignore everyone. We got to see what's new. Let's see. See, and again, not that it's a comment that's not worth checking out, but maybe I could have this window open twice, hit 2 tabs, but Nathan, are you just dropping a Tennessee guess into the competition, or what's going on here? Pudgy had some photos from our weekend here. What is this? Am I Internet 1995 here with that scrolling down like that? Good guess, Rick. Oh, yeah, here are some of our new friends we got to meet over the weekend. I'm in the background setting up the tent. Looks like, or doing something. John from Psychotherapy sitting over there. Oh, yeah, getting to Mother Stewart's Brewing. Me and Large and Aaron, I guess, locking up. This was a great place. An outdoor stage that they had music all day, even on what that would have been a Monday, a random Monday. So it seems like they always have stuff going on. Indoor stage. Yeah, just a really good, really cool space. What, 4 food trucks out front? No, Sunday. Yeah, it was Sunday. Yeah. Oh, and here's the aforementioned shelter. So it was raining outside, so we were just kind of hanging out under this like rustic shelter. But it was fun. Meeting new people, and it was a blast. Had a lot in common with them. Had done similar bike trips, and I definitely want to. I saw Pudgy, you posted about like the other dates for the psychotherapy in Springfield's campouts. I was thinking if those guys are free, it'd be cool to maybe do like a route that included the Dayton Xenia trails and then went up and maybe met up that way. I know like psychotherapy is doing Springfield to John Bryan, but just how like me, Aaron, and Ben had done like Bell Fountain, maybe we would do like something else and then still meet up with the gang, but then also get to ride a little bit with the the dudes we met. I have talked to them. Oh, excuse me. On Instagram and stuff like that. Jeremy, who we met. So. Oh, Dimitri, there was a contest that ended a long time ago. We were just guessing, and it was random. We were just guessing where a location was as I zoomed out on it, but just for some stickers. Oh, that's right, Pudgy. I wonder if traveling still through is still in here. So, um, he's in this picture. I'll pull this up. So, this is amazing. Jay Dandy is literally out. I think he's talking about the competition, guys. So the guy that I am standing next to in this photo, so this photo's not going to help, but or the zooming in on it, but Rick. So I'm standing here around the fire talking to Jeremy, and so we're talking about bike packing and whatever. Pudgy, you'll probably remember better than me. Well, maybe not. We were all having a couple alcoholic beverages, but traveling through his channel came up, and he was like, "I met that guy," and so I was talking about the Gap Trail and that we're gonna do it this summer, and he's like, "Oh, I met this guy who rides bikes on the train," and he didn't even know at the time about the YouTube channel or anything about that. And then saw it later, and I was like, "Oh yeah, we chat with Traveling Through. He chats on the live streams. We chat on each other's channels and whatever." So it's just amazing that, yeah, Jeremy, who I met for the first time last weekend, happened to be on the train to go bike touring at the exact same time Traveling Through was, and they met each other. So. Oh, but you said he was high as a kite in an entire bottle of whiskey, and he doesn't remember. But yeah, so that was just pretty cool. One of those, like, I don't know, when you ride your bike with people, the connections seem to come, and the spider web kind of goes out. But that was still, like, pretty amazing, I think. So, for what it's worth. There's the cap. Rick in the phone booth. I always say there's a not a phone booth, but there's a sign for the payphone that has long been ripped out by like vandals at the end of my plaza here. And there's a pretty cool like old AT&T phone sign, and I'm like, I need to get up there one night with bolt cutters and cut that down and take it just to have, like a. Oh, there we are walking into Mother Stewart's. Aaron had slapped the disco dancer beer label on Large's back way back at camp, and went a real long time before he noticed. Well, he never noticed. We told him, finally. We kept posting Instagram stories with it on there and everything, but. Oh, this is where we had lunch in Springfield. Not Springfield. Yellow Springs. What was that called? The Peach something? Peach Tree? Our waiter happened to be a cyclist too. He had I think he was talking about kind of like an enduro bike and stuff like that. Oh, this is cool too. This is back in Springfield. Monster Steve is from our area, and he has a lot of murals, and we've taken our pictures with his murals before, but it was cool that we were in Springfield. We turned a corner, and we saw one. We're like, oh, we have to ride over there after we have our beers and get a photo. Then we just hung out and had a beer in the shelter, and of course I end up in a whole bike conversation with this guy. Here we are handing off the beer. We rode down the trail fairly buzzed that day. Campsite with the bear claw. Rick said, what was with the spoon thing? So, if you're following on Instagram or anything, Aaron found this reusable spoon that was Funny Brad's. She has in her car. She has no idea how it got in there. And Maris, Ass Maragus, as you might know him by, who has been on the stream, started calling Funny Brad Mr. Sprinkles because he leaves everything around town. He sprinkles his stuff all over the place. So when Aaron found the spoon, she started calling the spoon Mr. Sprinkles, and then we just took it around everywhere we went. And because Brad wasn't with us on the trip, so we're like, I don't know. Brad and Large were really going crazy with Mr. Sprinkles. Yeah, and on the tent, that's Pudgy's tent. It's the bike packing version, basically, of the tent that I have, which is just the backpacking version of a Nemo. But yeah, basically the poles full up smaller. But the things like, I don't need, all right, go wherever you want with this. But my poles just fold up shorter. I could understand why a lot of people would. Fish eye, Brad. I have room for it. But the cool things about his tent is it just had more, the way the poles folded out, it made more interior space. My backpacking tent that I use for bike packing, stakes are everything that you have to use to kind of pull the sides out. And I really liked how they had redesigned the one Pudgy had, that it had a top crossbar and then it had Ys at both sides. So not only where your head is always held out by actual poles, but where your feet are as well. So I find if I don't stake my tent right, or if it rains or blows really hard, they can kind of collapse into you on a little bit. Is the stream lagging? Oh, it's going into the yellow a little bit with the Wi-Fi for some reason. Yeah, it did slow down there for a little bit, but I think it's... Oh, yeah, so you can't tell from these photos, but that is mine for reference. More hanging out with new friends around the fire. But you said figures you still haven't slept in that thing and remembered it. Oh, so Chris asked what tent it is. So Pudgy's is the... So wait, it's the Nemo. You have to type that, Pudgy. So yeah, I got you. Rick. I can't. Mine's the 2-person Hornet. So I'm guessing, Pudgy, yours is the 2-person Hornet bike packing version. Do they have a different name for their bike packing line? Yeah, so and yeah, and Chris, not to I don't know what your situation is, but both tents are pretty pricey. But But any tent that that's going to pack down and be super light like this is always going to be pricey, and it sucks. But I think it's worth it because, as I was saying, even when me and Pudgy were talking about it, I like agonized over the decision to buy it. And Erin was telling me, she's like, you take care of your stuff that is expensive and well made, you're going to have for a long time. So, that's finally what got me over it. But Pudgy said it's the Nemo Bike Pack 2 person. They only have one bike packing model, but you forget the name of it, and it comes in 2 sizes. Yeah, so it'll be probably a 1-person or a 2-person, I'm assuming, for bike packing. So, I'll say if you don't have a local supplier and you're an REI member, you'll get that, kickback on it. Yeah, I want to say they're like $350, $400. I can't remember. I literally went to REI when they first opened in our area because they had 20% off everything and the memberships were free. So, I'm fat 2-person. Well, Pudgy said 2-person. Me and Erin are both pretty skinny, and the 2-person is really tight. But good thing about both versions, Pudgy's and mine, is that they have doors on both sides, which is great. So, like for me and Erin, who share it, she has to get up in the middle of the night. I always have to get up in the middle of the night to take a leak, especially if I've been drinking, which is pretty much always. So it's great that you don't have to crawl over another person, even though the space is tight. And then as you can see in this photo, the rain fly hangs out like this. So you're able to put your shoes and other things that you want to keep dry and even the dew off of outside the tent. So you do have more space out there as well. So yeah, Muskrat, I don't know if you saw it too. You said you wanted to go on this one. Pudgy posted the next 2 dates. I haven't checked them against my calendar. I should look at them right now. In the meetups and rides section of the Discord. Let's see. Wait, I thought you posted it in meetup and rides, or was it on stream up? Where'd you put that, Pudgy? I could have sworn that's where it was. Oh, bikepacking touring. Yeah. The next overnighter from Cyclotherapy is the 18th and the 19th of June, and then July 16th and 17th, and August 13th and 14th. So, yeah, like I was saying earlier, I would really like to make another one, and it'd be cool to hook up with the guys that we met on the trip. 18th and 19th aren't out of the question. I'm busy leading up to that, but it's a possibility. And then July 16th and 17th, I could pull this on screen so you guys could see it too. Excuse me. As of now, I have those dates available too, amazingly. The August one I couldn't do. I have a photo shoot for the August one for sure, though. How is fishing in Ohio? People are fishing everywhere I go, so I assume it has to be good. I only fished when I was a kid because my dad Used to be big into it, but as he got older, he kind of like fell away from it. You know, I had my own little tackle box and my own fishing rod and all that stuff. But yeah, like everywhere in Ohio I go, people are fishing. So I'm assuming it'd good. I mean, Lake Erie is obviously known for it. I mean, they stock Lake Erie, believe it or not. But even in all the rivers and the canals, everywhere I go, there's always people out. So, and more. So I just have to assume good. But yeah, as we get closer to the other dates, as I was talking about for like the cyclotherapy events, like I said, August is out for me. I know I have something, but yeah, we could see if anyone wants to plan some kind of meetup, and even if it's just meeting up at John Bryan again, because basically me, Aaron, and Ben still rode our own thing, met up with everyone, then we rode back with Pudgy to where he was parked, so it was still a good, decent amount of riding with him. But we didn't actually get a ride with the crew. But yeah, we'll start dropping that farther, dropping more info as we get closer. The stroke and spoke circle jerk in August? What is that? Is that something I'm supposed to know about? And like I said before, me and Aaron are going to Detroit to see Lord Huron. So if that could work out to meet up with William LeBron and do a ride and anyone we know in that area, that wouldn't be an overnighter type thing. It'd be like a day ride. But yeah. Hey, what's up, Chris? Trying to figure out when that would be. Oh yeah, I'll be in Detroit around the 16th of August. Oh yeah, Dylan needed to make a go of it. Yeah, we were all bummed that you weren't able to be there. So, because Dylan was going to ride out with his dad. But yeah, as Pudgy said, the nice thing about John Bryan is like there are trails down there really close to there in a bunch of different directions. So, you know, you could make a trip from Cincinnati or like we did from the north in Bell Fountain or Columbus or Dayton. Like there's to get to John Bryan, there's not even planning a road ride, just staying on bike trails, it's pretty simple to do. So I feel like I inhaled dust down here. I'm like all of a sudden verklempt. Oh, Chris is riding his first ever gravel race, 55-mile gravel race. Ooh. How hilly is it? Did you bring any pony? Chris McCallum, nice other Chris. Oh yeah, and Pudgy talking about John Bryan. The only road part is the last couple miles, but yeah, those are pretty easy road miles. I mean, it could be depending on which way you go into the park, climby, but you're not roads you would be uncomfortable on. 2,800. I think you mean feet of climbing. Oh, so that's not too bad. 2,800 isn't too bad for 55 miles. So, muskrat black mold. We used to joke around when I worked at Soleil's how people freak out so much about black mold, like it'll instantly kill you. And then you remember every like grandma like cellar where they like had all their canned stuff and how I don't know. And I'm not saying it's not a problem, but I also feel like people make it out to be so much more insane than it is. Yeah, a little bit of dust to get through that. you missed the early part of the stream that was all about drugs. So I think I'm going to wrap it up here. I know we have a ton more bike pics we didn't look at and stuff like that, but I'm just tired. Like I said, it's been on the road, had to drive cars, which was horrible all week. It was worth it. The shoots were great. Working with the friend I was working with were great. I don't think I've even recovered from our trip over the weekend, and then going right into working. So we got home on Monday. I made the video I uploaded on Monday. Then I drove to Cleveland for a shoot. And then it's just been nonstop since then. And I've got shoots early tomorrow morning, and I have to have the studio set up for those. So I should probably cut it out while I still have like a quarter of a beer left so I could get. These are purchase. Well, if you guys know First Energy, their First Energy executives are coming tomorrow morning. So I kind of want to make sure that everything is in order. The media marketing people who send them over here are always really nervous when they send executives anywhere. They're like, their time is so precious. Like everyone's time isn't precious. But either way, they pay well. So, so good luck on your ride, Chris. Crush it out there. Send us some photos. More meth. Let's keep the stream going for days. All right, Dimitri. Later, chat. All right, guys. Yeah. Everyone have a good weekend. Do some riding. Share some photos. Should be able to show them on Tuesday. And then, yeah. Look forward to more of the meetups, guys. So, all right. I think Traveling Through just said something, so I revert to his guys because that's kind of your speak. All right. See you, Black Ball, Rick, Pudgy, Chris, everyone.
Okay. On your YouTube. Okay, bye.
All right.
Okay,
Yeah.
this time.
Fitzwater photo.